Hi everyone. Today I'm doing a short video on how you can actually add images, not only images to Google Forms, but also you can be able to take some portion of the text that you want. For example, if you look at this story here, there's a story here. It is about Tenali Rama. That is a bedtime story. Now, if you look at this story here, it has some image. Maybe I want the students to look at that image. And also, instead of me typing it down, I just take some portion of the text the way it is to Google Forms so that at least it can be easier for me and it can be quick for me to take this into Google Form. So there's this important tool I want us to look at, the one called Snipping Tool. And when we talk about Snipping Tool allows you to cut some section of some sections that you want and save them. So I'll come down here. If you may ask yourself, where is this Snipping Tool? I'm just going to type down here where I have my search. So I'll type Snipping Tool. So Snipping Tool is here. For easier access, I'm going to bring this Snipping Tool down to the taskbar. So I'll right click on it, and then I choose this option of pin to the taskbar. So as you can see, the Snipping Tool has just come here. So the next thing, I'm going to save some portion of the parts that I want from this story. So to begin with, I'm going to cut the title. Yes. So I'll click on the Snipping Tool, click on New, and then here I come up here, I click on Save. So am I going to save this one? I can say this is capture, maybe capture, let me give it capture 80. So the next one, I'll give it as 81. So I'll close this one. So I'll scroll down, maybe the next one I need is this one, this part here. So I'll click on the Snipping Tool, and then I click on New, and then sometimes you might make a mistake like that one. You see it has cut some section and you want to go back, you'll still click on New so that you can take the section you want. So maybe that is the section. Very good. I'm going to save it as 81, capture 81. Remember the first one I give it as 80. So this one 81, I'll click on save. I close the snip. Yes. And then from there, I'm going to scroll down. Maybe I want this section here. So I'll click on the Snipping Tool again. And then I click New. And then I have maybe this section. And then I click Save the Snip. So I'll give it as capture 82. 82. So I click Save. So the next thing I want to do is to go now to Google Forms, and I'll create an assignment on Google Forms. So what I'm going to do, as you can see, I have my forms down here, shortcut. And if you want to also have shortcuts here, instead of you going here, and maybe you want to maybe click on the 9 buttons, then you scroll. If you don't want that process, then you can bring it here. And I'm going to show you on how to bring it there. So you can scroll and click on the Google Forms. Now, the only thing you need is the URL, this URL here. So I'll copy it, and then what I'll need to do, I'll open here a new tab, and then down here I'll see where it is written add shortcut. So I'll type the name as forms. After typing forms, I'll click on the URL, and then I say paste, and then it is done. So because I have it here already, there's no need. So you will click done, and it will appear as your shortcut. So from there, I'll go back to my form, and then I'll choose the blank quiz, because if you choose blank, you are going to begin from scratch. I'll choose blank. So the first thing I'll do is to actually name my quiz. So I'll maybe say it is year 4. Let me do in caps, year 4, year 4, maybe close reading, close reading, assignment. So I write here this part, and then copy and come here where we have the blank quiz. I backspace so that I right click again to paste. Yes. So I'll begin by entering the first question. Maybe I'll tell my students to enter their names. Your name. And here I can specify if I want the first name first. Sorry, let me correct this. First and last name. So if it is an exam, then you will probably have the class and maybe the admission number, but here is just, you are just creating an assignment for your students. So here, of course, the answer key already it is 0, done, and ensure you make this one, because the name is very important, you make it to be required. So that is it. The next thing now, I'm going to bring the images here. So as you can see here, we have add question, then import question, then add title, then add image. So I'm going to add image here. So after that, I'll browse my image. Remember, I saved it 180, 81, and 82. So I'm going to click on 80. So this is 80. I can double click to open. So the first one is there. Wow. So we have the image there. The second one, the second image, we had saved it 81. So I'll have my 81 there. So it is there. And if you don't want it, you can delete here. So no problem. Now the next image will be 82. I think that is it. So after that, you will scroll down and click there so that you can add your first question. So you have to click on the last image so that you start your first question. Maybe your first question will be number 1. What is the title of this passage? So that is the first question. The option can be, let me see up here, the title is Tenali Raman. So I can begin maybe by saying, is it about the chief? Number 2, is it about coach? Is it about the village? Or it is about Tenali Raman. So you will come down here, you choose the answer key. So you are going to give the right answer to this question. So the story is about Tenali Raman. So here you'll give it maybe 2 points and then you click done. And then we are going to add the next question. Maybe the next question is about, let me see. Tenali Rama was traveling to Hampi. So I can ask, where was Tenali maybe traveling to? So the first option, it can be Kenya, maybe China, maybe India. Let me see. It was Hampi. So let me have Hampi, and then let me have India. Now I'll click on the answer key so that I assign the correct answer. So it was Hampi. Maybe this one I'll give it 3 points. So I'll click on done. So you can add as many questions as you want, but because I'm just doing a demo, I'll stop there. So the next features I want us to look at the form, there are these features up here. The first one is about customized theme. So this is customized theme. So customized theme, it can help you to maybe choose an image. Like now, if we are going to do ends here exams, so you can download the image and then you choose it from here. So if you choose from here, you can upload it. Or probably if you want maybe to choose this, there are some few things here. If you want to choose, you can choose one. Maybe let me choose this. Let me choose this one. I love butterflies. So I can choose that one to be the header. Yes. And then from there, you can even change the color to be that one, or you can choose this one. So it all depends. Look at what happens if I choose pink. This one here becomes pink. So you can choose the colors that you want. So from there, So this is this section of the themes. And then there's this one that looks like an eye. This one helps you to see the way the paper is going to look, maybe to students, how your paper is going to look like. So that is my paper. So that is how it is going to look like to the students. That is very good. Let me go back. Now the third one is the settings. Settings. So for the settings here, remember all the students, they are given email addresses. So the exam is going to be collected using the email addresses. And then there's this part here, restrict the users, which is already selected. And there's this one here, a limit to one response. So ensure that you have selected this one so that it doesn't allow the students to do the assignment twice, or if it is an exam, the student must do it once. So no repeating. And then when you come here to presentation, you can maybe choose the progress bar, so that the students, if you have like 20 pages of your exam, the students will know at least I'm on page 5 out of these. So it can show them progress as they are doing their questions. Shuffle the question order. This one, maybe it is tricky if you have some questions tied to some other questions. Like now you find if you had question 1, when you reach question 2, maybe you are referring the diagram in question 1, and if you reshuffle the question, maybe the order, the questions maybe will be mixed up, so that the students cannot access the correct question. So it is good to leave it not selected. And then maybe when you come to quizzes, so we are going to make this one a quiz, already it is selected. And if it is not selected, you are just going to do like this to select it. Now, as you can see here, releasing grade, here it is written immediately after each submission. So the moment the student finishes the exam, you are going to, the student will see the results, which is not advisable. So we can release it later. So you choose this option. So you leave these ones, so that once you are going to release the scores to the students, at least they can see missed questions, they can see correct questions, they can see also their point values, or they have gotten this point out of this. And then from that, you will click save. You'll click on save. And then maybe there are some features here. I'll talk about them later. Adding collaborators, I'll talk about it later. So because this is an assignment, it is not an exam. Then as you can see, all changes are saved into the drive. So this is the exam, and I want this exam into Google Classroom. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to Google Classroom. Mine is down here. You can find yours there on the 9 dots, or make a shortcut of the same since I've shown you. And then I click on Classroom. I really love my Gumbaro class, so I'm going to choose this Gumbaro class. Now I'm going to go directly to classwork because I want to assign. Remember, stream is only for announcement, so don't create assignments on stream. Now here on classwork, I'm going to create, it is an assignment. If it is exam, you can choose this option of quiz assignment, but I'm going to just make it assignment. Maybe let us say we are in week 13, week 13, week 13, and probably this is close reading assignment. Here you can, it is optional, you can choose to instruct your students on what to do. And here we are going to add the form that we had created from Google Classroom, from our Google Drive. So I'll click on the drive, and then it is the most recent. So I'll click on it and then add. As you can see, it has appeared here. So from here, I'll assign this assignment for various classes if it is not one class. So already I'm in Gumbaro class, it is selected. I'll choose Kwambokas and 90 yellow. And if you haven't chosen, if you haven't created your class list, you can also create. There's that video that I showed you. So maybe the assignment is, you want it to have a date, a due date. So maybe the due date will be on Tuesday. You can select on Tuesday. So it is there. So you ensure that you select your topic. So the topic is literacy. The topic, remember, it is the subject that you are teaching. So I'm going to assign. So it is assigning to the students. And remember, I saved it under literacy, so it is close reading. So it is number 13, week 13. So let me see on how it is going to look at the stream for the students. So as you can see, Lydia Kwamboka posted a new assignment, week 13, close reading. So as you can see, it is a new assignment. So the student can come. I'm now assuming the information has reached the students. So I'll click on the assignment. If I'm the student now, I'm assuming that I'm a student. So I'll click on it. After clicking on it, as you can see, it is here. So I'll, first of all, I will enter my name. So I'm assuming my name is Prisha. In Priya. And then I go, I'm a student. So I'll read the story and then answer the question. What is the title of this passage? Maybe let me see, Tenali. So I'll choose Tenali. So I'm assuming that I'm a student. And then where was Tenali traveling to? Maybe it was to Kenya. So the student probably here, remember I was traveling to Hampi. So the student will click submit. So as you can see, what the information the student gets is that your response has been recorded. So I'll want us to go back now to the Google Forms. Remember, we create assignments in Google Forms, then we mark it there. We only pass it through the classroom so that the students can see the work, but all the savings are going back to the Google Drive where we have our forms. So I'll go back to the form. Let me go back to the form, or you can go back to the Drive, you will find it. So I'll go back to the forms. And here, I'll choose this one because it is the latest. So as you can see, it is only Prisha who responded, who did the exam. So these are the questions. The first one is the questions. So the second one is the responses. And here on the response, we have summary, we have question or individual. So if I want to see the individual responses, I'll click here. So as you can see, Priya has done the exam, and she has gotten this one, but already the correct answer has been shown for Priya. And maybe you need to add a comment or a feedback. So you can click there, maybe tell her, please do the corrections. Please do the corrections. Or you can just type good work. It all depends, and you can save this comment. So after that, you click on save. So the next part is now I want to release this score to the student. So there's this, if now there are many students, if there are many students, I'll click on next response so that I can view the work, the next response. So I'll release the score and release the score. If there are many students, you ensure you select all the respondents and then you send emails and release. So probably the student has gotten the score. And maybe let us go back to Google Classroom and see. Sorry, let's refresh. Let's go to Google Classroom and see. So you as a teacher, you may want, maybe you see the responses can be, if you had 5 streams, all the responses come like up in a pool. But if you want to view for each class, you can come here and select this one, all the students, and then you say import the grades. So it will ask you whether you want to import the grades. So it is 0 out of 0 grades, because now what happens that I'm the only student there. I was the only student. Sorry, I don't have any students in that class. I don't have any student in that class. So if you want, maybe, remember I assigned Kwambukas and Gumbaro and 90 Yellow. So you can go to each class and then you click on the assignment. And after clicking on the assignment, remember I don't have any student. So you can import, you select here, this side, you select here. And after selecting, you say import grades so that you can see the performance per stream. And then you are done. So from the side of the student, what the student is going to do, for the student to see the score, the student will come. So the student, first of all, will sign in with the school email address. Click on the 9 dots there and then click on the Gmail account. And after clicking on the Gmail account, it is loading after. So as you can see, the latest. So score released, close reading assignment. So I'll click here. I'm assuming I'm the student. As you can see, I just Prisha got 2 out of 5, but for Prisha to see the work, Prisha must click on view, and then as you can see, Prisha can be able to see the work and also see the comment down here. I believe that we have learned something. Yeah, thank you for watching, and also have a nice day.